So on July 29th, 2025, we had our Swat day. Woke up at like 6 in the morning and I carpooled with another intern. Um, and we went down to Indianapolis. Got there at 9:30 to meet at the church, and after that, we went down to where the SWAT people were and on this private property area. When we got there, we like we got to um shoot guns and stuff like that, and I haven't shot a gun ever in my life up to this point, so I was kind of nervous. um Remember at first, while they are preparing and stuff like that, they were telling us about, I guess, like the history of SWAT and how it was when the guy who was explaining it when it first started. This guy who was explaining it, he's been like a SWAT guy for like dang near like 30 years and been on Trooper for like, I don't know, maybe like 31 years or 32 years or something like that. And then he was telling me like before the SWAT, before it became a full-time position, that um, it was a part-time position, so they were still like doing all the trooper duties and whatnot. But yeah, after he explained and stuff like that, he also went to explain the guns that we will be using and what the SWAT and average trooper will use. And then after that, he like asked us to like raise our hands and wonder like who has not shot a gun before. Of course, I raised my hand, and he had us go first. So we had a lot of people during during the internship coming down to SWAT. So we had to split up to multiple groups, and of course, the people who have not shot a gun before go first. So I go up and I don't know what kind of gun it is. I think it's like a Sig Sawyer or something like that. But it's like the pistol version of that. Um, um, so he kind of just explained to me, and I ain't gonna lie, I was barely listening to a word he was saying because I was so nervous. Um, and he was like, "You understand?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he just loaded the gun and gave it to me, and I'm like, "Okay." And this is like, my heart's beating or something my chest at this point. Uh, Gun has some weight to it, um, and I aimed out, and then like somebody shot before me. I tried to get the shot out first because I know it's gonna be nervous, and of course I flinch. Um, like not like a hard flinch, but I did flinch. I ain't gonna lie. Um, I just tell my they told me to look through like the dots or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. And then I just held the gun out with two hands and fired it. I never felt the recoil on a gun before. The only guns I ever played was like Nerf guns. So like when I fired it, like I thought I did something wrong. I hit my target, but then like I recoil, like they got me. I ain't gonna lie, and they did it like every single time. I was trying to control it, but it was just recoil back. We had 10 shots with that gun, and then we let the other groups win. Um, Actually, we'll show. I have a picture. I'll put it on my notes of what I shot for like the pistol because I went first. I was able to. I got a clean slate after. Um. So. Then we had to use. Then we got to use like the backup weapon. I guess it was a smaller gun. I don't know what it is. Um. I felt that gun was a little bit easier because the recoil wasn't so bad. I feel like, and it was lighter, so I felt like I had a little more control over it, and I felt like I wasn't as nervous since from the first gun. Um, um, so we had 6 shots with that. Um, and then after that, we got to use the rifle, and I'm like, nah, this one was kind of scary to me, but they told me there was like barely no recoil to this, so I felt a little bit better about it. But we got like, instead of like the first gun we had 10 shots, second gun we had 6. This one we had 30 with, and I was like, I'm like, I don't know how to feel about it. So this gun has some weight to it. I ain't gonna lie. So again, they explained to me, and I held the gun out. I got about 15 good shots, and then my arms kind of just gave out on me. So I like let the gun drop. I was like, just out of pure exhaustion. I Oh man, I really battled through it and got all the 30 shots off. I know some people didn't even get all the 30 shots off. They just like, I'm tired or whatever. But I got all my 30. Um, and oh yeah, also to mention, like the range. The first and second gun, we were about 10 yards away from the target. With the rifle, we were 30 yards away. I mean, not 30, 20 yards away. Um, After that, we broke for lunch. My dumb self didn't bring lunch. I don't know why. Um, After that, went on to the snipers. Um, we backed up for 100 yards. Um, so and while we were doing this, there was like somebody like renewing their like qualifications or something like that, or being tested on something. Um, so we kind of had to let him do his thing. Um, and while they were telling about the snipers and whatnot, um, somebody like dropped a what's it called, like a tear gas thing. Like one of the guys lit up a tear gas and popped it behind us or something, and it scared the heck, or flashbang. I think it was a flashbang because it was really loud, and I was not expecting that. Basically, we almost went deaf. I'm not gonna lie. Um, After that, finally got to shoot the snipers. You know, you had to get on the ground. I felt like I was in Call of Duty. Um, and where I aimed on my target. Um, so after that, so I got, well, I think I had 5 shots off. I hit the target like 4 times. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I feel like I did the worst out of like everybody, but I don't. I really didn't care. I just gotta hit the guy once. I mean, that'll kill him. um, but yeah, I was pretty happy with you know, what I did, and um, after that, the sergeant told us, well, the sergeant Salzman told us that she got promoted and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. After that, we broke off, and the intern I rode with went to go. When we left or whatever, she wanted to go to what you wanna call it, to like the state police museum and grab a shirt or something before they closed. We got out earlier, so we had a chance to go there. After that, went home. That was my day.